me and say, you're not healed yet. Preach about this, and then I'm gonna heal you while you're speaking about this. So that's what made me really, really push this book out now, because as I begin to get engagements, God began to deal with me and said, now is the time to tell your story. Now is the time to share what I brought you from. Now is the time to let people know that I exist, and you are living proof that
your
I
testimony
exist. Exactly. Absolutely.
Wow. And Natalie, with you, I'm like, that was good. Natalie, with you, since you already had your book signings, people have read your book for a while, what's some of the feedback that you're receiving after they've read it, like, and they found out a little bit more about Natalie?
Wow. So, to be honest, about 90% of the women who have read my book told me that they've been in those same shoes. From evangelists, ministers, preachers. At one time, it was like a woman who was almost 70 years old, and she said to me, Natalie, you don't know how much this book has helped me be able to heal from reading your book. So people are just are healing. People are becoming free. I am that voice. I am that outlet.
That's right.
One day we was in the salon. I'm a hairstylist, like I said, and one day we was in the salon, and we were just having this rap session about abortion, and I couldn't believe that this many women were talking about abortion in one setting. I had never heard it done in my life before. We talk about men, we talk about all these other things, but I never heard so many women talk about abortion in one setting. So people are just excited. They are emotional. They are beginning to deal with that secret sin.
That secret sin.
Yeah.
And why did you decide to name it the secret sin?
Because it's a secret. Yes. Because it's not something that you say, hi, nice to meet you, my name is Natalie, I had an abortion. Right? That's something that we just don't talk about. As many, like I said, I've been in church all of my life, and as many things that I've heard us deal with in church, we deal with fornication, we deal with adultery, we deal with drugs, we deal with homosexuality. Nobody says, hey, let's deal with abortion.
That's right.
Let's talk to that mother who has murdered a baby.
That's right.
And in the beginning of my book, that's what I have to deal with. Being a Christian and believing in Bible, and I always tell people whether I do it or not, sin is sin.
That's right.
I deal with in the beginning of the book that abortion is sin to God. It's murder. And we cannot take the life of something that we did not create.
That's right.
It's not our job. It's not our duty. And we shouldn't do it.
That's right.
I like the fact that you said that, because when I read your book, that's one of the things that stood out, that you said concrete. This is murder.
This is murder.
And sometimes you don't even hear people say that.
Yeah.
People don't want to talk about that. So you said this, and this is sin to God.
That's it.
And so when you look at someone in church, say for example, you may have a woman, because I'm quite certain who may have come to you that no one knows that she's coming to you because she experienced. Some people may say it out in the open, but someone may come to you and say, you know what, I did, and I don't know how to get over this. I don't know how to move forward. I'm glad you wrote the book, but I'm still hurting inside. What do you do to help them?
I find scriptures. I tell them to seek God with all your might and all your strength, because I believe that abortion is something that only God can heal. It is, no matter how, in the book I talk about how you hear your friends say, oh, it's just an embryo, oh, it's not a baby, oh, it's nothing, but it's a big deal.
Yes.
And in the book I talk about what it does to a woman physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and it hits those deep places inside of a woman's soul that only God can go that deep inside and heal those areas. Only God could touch those places where a preacher can't do it, your pastor can't do it. I mean, they can encourage you, they can help you, they can point you in the right direction, but only God can heal those scars. And then you can be at a place where I'm at now, and you can talk about it, and you can share. You feel no guilt, you feel no shame, you feel no embarrassment, you don't feel less of a woman. Only God can do it. And even in being a mother and being a wife, because I hadn't healed from it, it was affecting those areas. It was affecting me as a mom. Like I couldn't be the right mother to my kids. It numbed a lot of my emotions. You know, I always say, we always look on TV and we say, oh, mothers that kill their babies are crazy, they're this, they're that. We label them. But we don't realize it's the same thing as a woman having an abortion. Murder is murder. So you have to really examine yourself in your mental state when you're able to freely do that. So I had to examine my mental state as a woman and say, why is it okay for me to do this? So
did you feel at that time, I'm sorry to cut you off, when you wrote the book, when you were going through it, did you feel at that time that was your only choice, your only option?
I didn't feel like it was my only option, but I rather dealt with God and his punishment or his wrath towards me than deal with people. I was always like the perfect girl. Everybody said Natalie's the perfect girl, right? She's a nice girl. She get good grades in school, blah, 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 right? So I chose abortion because I wasn't married. And, you know, to have a baby at a Bullock in the church, that's just like the ultimate no. You were shunned. So I'd rather deal with God in secret than deal with people openly. So I didn't feel like abortion was my only option, but in my selfishness, I was like, this is a way for me to hide. So people didn't know that I was sinning, you know, behind closed doors. So I always say then I had a double sin. I was fornicating and abortion.
That's deep.
That is deep.
Yes.
And now, like you said, behind closed door. Now, we talk a lot about your book being the main climax of the book is the abortion, but I know there's a journey that you go through other than just talking about the abortion. Tell us the journey that you go through in the book.
Okay. So the journey is, of course, it's starting with abortion, but then we move into the area of reflection in yourself, the whys, the hows, the whens, the who am I. You begin to deal with why you choose abortions. Then we move into God's forgiveness and his love. And that's my favorite part of the book.
Okay.
That is my absolute favorite part. And maybe chapter 7. But that's my favorite part of the book where it talks about how God, he forgives, he restores, he loves us no matter how many abortions you may have had. He does not stop loving you. It's nothing you can do that can make God stop loving you or stop wanting to use you as a vessel of honor. Even the fact that I have 5 kids, you know, it blows my mind that God still trusts me again with children to bear life, to bring life into this world. So that is my journey, you know, just that after sin, God can still use me. He can still allow me to be a mom. He can still use me in ministry. You know, he still can use me.
Wow. And I like you said, after sin, God can still use me.
Yes.
And this, you talking about the journey. Here I am, this is abortion. Here I am, similar to what you were saying as far as the reflection in your book and things you went to. And then at the end, you both come together talking about how God did it, how God saves.
Amen.
And you said you went on, God bless you to still have 5 more children.
Amen.
Statistics also state that most women who have an abortion usually have another child right away out of guilt. This is definitely what I read before when I was doing my research on it. And it's like, because of the guilt.
Yes.
Automatically, because of what happened, I'm going to automatically go have another child because I'm carrying that grief, basically.
Yes.
I'm carrying that guilt with me because I can't get over that. I made the wrong decision.
Yes.
But what I'm hearing is that through writing this book, you find that, like, this is my purpose, meaning that my purpose is to have other women be healed in whatever conflict they're having within themselves.
Amen.
Because we have inward struggles.
Absolutely.
So we look good on the outside.
That's right.
Jesus.
You know, we talk about that,
That's in my book.
how we talk about we wear the mask.
That's
we,
right.
You know, we look good on the outside.
Yes.
But the inward struggles that we go through, a lot of people don't know. So when you begin to talk about your purpose, what is Tanesha's purpose in life?
My purpose in life is to serve, is to help, be a help. I am my sister's keeper. My purpose is to just, you know, allow God to just have his way in my life because I'm nothing without him. So my whole life is about God. My whole, like everything I do, before I do it, I seek him. My purpose in life is to be a good servant.
A good servant.
That's right.
Amen. If people wanted to get in contact with you and wanted to know where, because Listen, her book is coming out in April.
April 17th.
Let's talk about it. So you listen. Let's talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. It's coming out in April. Congratulations on being the first time being an author.
Yes.
So if someone wanted to get in contact with you, what's your contact information?
You can contact me at We Make a Great Example at gmail.com. You also can contact me on Facebook, Tanesha, Tanesha, Rivers, Rivers, and I'm mobile. You definitely can contact me. I will respond back to you. We Make a Great Example is my nonprofit organization, and I look forward to making examples in others' lives.
Amen.
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 Miss Natalie, what is your purpose?
My purpose is to build up, to encourage, to influence,
That's
to
good.
affect.
Camera right there.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
is to encourage, to influence, to be an active voice in the community of all races, ethnicities, creeds, and backgrounds, just to let you know that you can and you will survive.
That's right.
My ministry is called Yet Still We Rise Ministry. So despite our setbacks, despite our struggles, despite the pain, we still can rise and become who God has called us to be.
That's good.
Okay. And where can they reach you in our last 30 seconds?
They can reach me at Yet Still We Rise on Facebook, Yet Still We Rise Ministries on Instagram, and www.yetstillweRiseMinistries.com.
Listen, thank you, ladies. I've had an awesome time. I appreciate you coming in. I'm looking forward to reading your book. Let's talk about it. Right here, we have Natalie, I'll make sure I had it up right. So we had The Secret Sin, The Confession of a Church Girl by Natalie Bullock, Adesanyo. Listen, it's been an honor.
Thank you.
I've been great. I appreciate it. Thank you so
so
much for coming in
much.
again
God bless.
at the Carter 101.
Thank you.